Hey, what's up, what's up, what's up? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? I appreciate the love on my last video, but gotta shout out them members. Shout out to Kev Will. Shout out to my dog, Galactic. 2 times. Make sure you say 2 times. God damn it. Appreciate y'all joining the membership. I ain't forgot about the membership. I'm gonna go ahead, drop some every time. You hear me? And shout out to my boy, E-Pip. I ain't forgot you, my homie. I appreciate you supporting. I appreciate you sticking around. Now let's get straight up into it. I go by D-Jack, but you can call me D. So I go extra hard on that hard flow. Call me D. Now this story is centered around Greenwood. So this is around 2017, 18, 19, somewhere in that area. I had this little buddy around there. Like, used to be a lot of kids running around, and every time they see me, hey D, hey Uncle D, some of them call me Uncle D. Like, I love the kids. I always look out for the kids. And this little dude, man, he carried himself way more mature than his age. And I found out later why that was. You know, one day, I go to hit a play. When I go to the house, he answers the door. I'm not knowing he lives here. It's my first time finding out that this little dude live here. I'm like, what up, my boy? What's going on? You know what I'm saying? We dap up. He happy to see me. You here to see my mom? I'm like, yeah. Where's she at? She in the kitchen? Nah, she sleep. I'm like, she sleep? And I look at the time. It's 5 o'clock. And I'm like, how long she been asleep? She been asleep all day. Like, she ain't wake up this morning? I had to make my own cereal. And right then, I knew that was a red flag. I know people who pop perks, they will still get up to make their kids something to eat in the morning. Like, I was still up making my girl's son something to eat in the morning. I wasn't sleeping always until 5 o'clock. I might sleep till like 2 or 3 if I was up all night and I wake up in withdrawal. But I asked him, I said, it's okay if I go try to wake your mom up? He said he tried. She not waking up. So I walk upstairs and man, it's grizzly. I go try to shake her and she still feel warm though. You know, she still feel warm. So I'm like, ain't no way she passed away. So I go downstairs, I get some cold ice water, like some dead cold ice water. Take it upstairs and I throw it on her face. Shaking and shit, she's shaking. D, I said, what the hell wrong with you, Shell? What's going on? Your son said you been asleep all day. The boy answered the door.
Where he at?
He downstairs. I told him to stay downstairs. You alright? What's going on with you, man? I ain't never seen you like this. You good? I'm not even noticing the surroundings. Now is the time where I start looking around, looking for shit. I look to her desk and I see a needle with a little aluminum plate under it. It don't even look like aluminum. It just look like this little metal plate. But the needle is sitting on top of it. And that's when I knew, yeah, she got loaded this morning. So when she see me spot the needle.
Don't judge me, D. Don't judge me.
I said, look, I ain't judging you. I ain't judging you. I understand. I get it. Look, but you a single mom. You live here by yourself with your son. You got to clean this shit up. I ain't never seen you do this. The first time this happened. And I asked her, like, when the last time she used. She said, this morning. I'm like, when this morning? She said about 10, 11 o'clock. So she was up this morning. She was. But she got loaded. She must have got loaded right before her son woke up. Now, right there in that moment, y'all, I'm not judging her. I've seen a lot of fucked up shit in our community. I've seen a lot of situations that's real messed up. She could have been going through crazy depression. Like, I know a lot of people who start popping pills because of depression, thinking that this is going to make them feel better, but it don't last long. You're going to be trying to stay ahead of your withdrawal. That's all it's going to become. So now you done added an addiction on top of your depression. So when I talked to her about going to rehab, and she cusses me out, how I'ma judge her, try to send her to rehab, and you pop pills, and look, I'm not judging you, but I'm saying in your specific situation, this is probably the best move. Do you got family? Do you got people who can come watch him? And she tell me she by herself. She don't got nobody. The only other person she really knows is her sister and her baby daddy. Her baby daddy locked up, and her sister is a nurse. She lives out in Chester. She got a whole family, and she keep telling her sister she don't want to deal with her because she be into this shit. And I know how that feel too. A lot of family members cut me off or not want to deal with me because of my addiction. So I get it. So I tell her, I said, look, how about you check into a rehab, and while you go do that, I'll watch him.
For real, you'll do that? Why though?
Because, man, that's my little dude, man. That's my little buddy right there, man. I don't want to see nothing happen to him. Anything can happen if he up by himself. That boy can walk out the house, get hit by a car, anything. The boy was about 6, 7 years old, you know what I mean? Not too older than my daughter. My daughter's 5. I didn't have my daughter at the time. I had a stepson, my girl's son. So I told her, I said, look, go ahead and do that. And she does. She tried outpatient first, and it didn't work out for her. Because as soon as she left, she went to go use. They gave her some Suboxone, but she didn't even use the Suboxone. You know, she sold it to go get more dope. And I sat her down again and tried to talk to her like, look, you're going to have to go in inpatient. You're going to have to stay there. So I found her a ride and take her to go do inpatient. I had a friend around there that I called my sister, and I asked her, could she look after him during the day? I look after him at nighttime. That way I can put him to sleep, go back home, do whatever, come back, check on him. She is gone for like 2 months, bro. I got to the point where I almost got tired of that shit. I'm not gonna lie, I got irritated. I got overwhelmed. You know, I'm still going through addiction. I still go through withdrawal. It's been days where I was going through withdrawal and I couldn't even handle watching him, but I kept a promise. He ain't asked to be here. It finally comes to when she's getting out, and it's like 2.5 months later. And man, she look good. When she come knock at my door, her sister is with her. And she asked me why I don't go to rehab. And I just looked at her like, I don't know. And I don't think I'm ready. At that time, bro, the mentality I had, I wasn't nowhere near ready. I had no urgency in my situation to go to rehab at the time. She said that, when you're ready, let me know. And her sister came in, gave me a hug, thanked me for looking out for her son. My little buddy, he go pack his stuff up, and he about to leave out the door. He stopped, give me a hug, and he walk out too. And to this day, she is still clean. She ended up studying being a nurse just like her sister. And right now, today, she is a full official registered nurse. She didn't want her name out there, so I'm not going to put it out there. We love you. We appreciate you. We support you. And we hope you keep going strong. Now, this next story is going to be about a guy that I knew since a kid. Me and this dude was super tight. When we was in school, we always liked to go in the back and roll up. One of the things he liked to do when he get to school was get high. That was his first order of business. Let's go get high. And I used to go get high with him. Until one day, he brought a pill to school. And then by this time, I'm not into pills yet. You know, I think I'm a sophomore. So I'm not into pills yet. So when he brought the pills to school, I'm like, bro, I don't do that. Like, dang, hell no, I ain't doing that shit, bro.
Man, stop acting scared, man. We smoke weed all day.
I said, bro, that's not weed, bro. I'm not taking that shit. And he took it right in front of me. Bro, 30 to an hour later, he is nodded out. He is smiling. He talking gibberish. I'm like, God damn, bro, she got you like that?
Yeah, bro, it's damn near like the weed, just better.
I'm like, hell nah, you tweaking. So years later, when we get out of school and I see him again and I'm on pills, he's selling pills. I run into him looking for pills. I tapped him at the gas station. Hey, bro, you know some perks at? He turn around, it's my boy.
What up, man? Hell yeah, I know what some perks at. I thought you ain't fuck with perks, D.
I ain't fuck with it then, man. So he pull out a bag and we get to chopping it up and he break me off a couple of them janks. Free of tax. And we go back to my crib. We chill and we talk about all the good times back at school. He take his coat off because he said it's hot in here. He take his coat off and his arm is tracked up. I said, bro, what's up with your arm?
Yeah, bro. I done upgraded.
You done upgraded?
Yeah, I done graduated, man. I can't, yeah, them jumps don't do nothing for me no more. I be selling them jumps so I can, you know what I mean, get warm.
Warm, to get warm. I've never heard it until then, but I understand it now. I understand what he mean by get warm. At that moment, he did the same thing that he did back in school with the pills.
Shit, you might as well graduate too. Your ass might end up doing it.
I'm like, nah, bro. If it's one thing I'm not gonna do is that, dog. I can't graduate that high. He pull out his needle and he about to go ahead and go up right then and there in front of me. I'm like, nah, bro. And he pissed off at that point. He mad because he feel like I'm judging him.
How the hell you gonna judge me and you sitting there popping perks?
I ain't judging you, but not in here, bro. Not in here, bro. My girl here, her son here. Don't do that in here, bro. It's one thing of me putting something in my mouth. It's another if her son walked down here and see you shooting some shit in your arm. Not in here, bro. You can go do that shit elsewhere. You can come back, but not in here. Pissed him off to the 5th degree. Like, he still won't feeling it. He packed his shit up and he walked out. And I ain't seen them in years after that. Bro, I'm going to say 5 years down the line after that day, I'm walking to the Shell. And I see him in the parking lot of the Shell, bent over like this, but he just stuck there. Hey, bro, you all right, bro? He just looked at me. Didn't say nothing. I don't know if he recognized me or not. And all of a sudden, he started convulsing. He hit the ground and it looked like he's seizing up and shit. And I ended up calling 911, and I told them that somebody at the Shell looked like they OD'ing, and they asked me if I wanted to stay and leave a name. I said, nah, I don't want to leave a name. I don't want to stay. At the time, I was paranoid about police. I'm doing what I'm doing in Greenwood, so I'm like, nah, I want to leave a name. And I tapped him again. I said, bro, the police on the way, bro. The police on the way, bro. They're going to get you some help. And he's just sitting there still, and then he just stopped. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, what the hell is this? I hear the ambulance because we are literally 30 seconds away from a hospital. So they came stupid fast. So once I heard the sirens, that's when I started walking away. I see the ambulance pull up and I see they jump out. They put them on the gurney. They put them inside the ambulance and they take them away. I didn't know how to feel about it, you know? I don't know if I kind of felt like I left my boy behind. I felt like, you know, I should have stayed or should have went to the hospital with him. But it scared me, you know, it scared me because I said, is this my fate? We both started smoking weed. I eventually started popping pills with him. He graduated into shooting dope. Is this where I'm going to end up? And it scared the shit out of me. Like, I couldn't get it out of my head for the next 2 to 3 days. But I ended up calling up there to inquire about such and such name. And I asked, was he okay? Like, is he all right and all that? And they told me that he left the hospital the day before, so he's fine, he good. So I guess out of that story, at least he's alive. I still see him to this day. You know, sometimes I go to the store and I see him walking across the street, or I see him in the middle of the intersection with the cardboard up, which is crazy. Cardboard, hard floor, that's not a pun. I'm just saying that I watched somebody from high school that was doing the same thing I was doing, and we ended up on two sides of the track. Now, this last story is going to be about myself. About a time where I was in the house with my girl Kendra. I'm with Kendra at this time. We living in Greenwood. This was the time when her endometriosis was off the chain, you know what I mean? It was real bad, so I would have to wake up 3 in the morning, wrap her stomach with hot towels. It was good, but didn't last long, so I elected for her to, you know, go ahead and start popping some perks. It is for pain. I'm like, every time I get some, I might as well get some for her. And I'm gonna slow her dosage. I'm not gonna give her whole pills. I'm not gonna let her take them recreational, none of that. As my addiction went on, as my addiction got worse, it would get to the point where my girl, she would save her pills. She might take a corner, then leave the rest on the end table for the next day. And if I wake up before her, I will go take her pill. I would steal her pill and not know how to replace it. And when she wake up, she'll be mad, she'll be pissed off, saying her stomach hurt. And I tell her, I said, look, I'm just waiting on the play. As soon as I hit a play, I can get you right, babe. I can go ahead and replace that joint. Whether I could replace it or not, the mere fact that I didn't care how she would feel that morning, or I wasn't worrying about how she was feeling because of my withdrawal. I'm thinking in my mind, it's a lot of things she can take for pain. But the whole reason she's taking it is because nothing else is working. My addiction made me not care. My addiction was sitting on my shoulder like,
go ahead and take that joint. That joint just sitting right there waiting on you. Go ahead. She ain't gonna know she's asleep. All you gotta do is buy some more for her.
Like, it was that easy for me to, no second guessing whatsoever. I just went over there and took it. This was a few times. I would promise her and say, hey, babe, I bought you some. By the time I get back home, it's already took. You know, something I'm supposed to do for somebody I love, somebody I care about. My addiction overrided that. I cared more about how I was feeling, how bad I was feeling, than how she was. Eventually, one day, which is a crazy story, she was sad about feeling like she can get pregnant again. She felt like she couldn't have kids. One day, I just said, you know what? Come on, let's try. Before this, I've never tried to leave it in. I've never tried to not pull out. So this time, I said, you know what? If you can't have kids, then let's see. We do the do. I left it in. She go take a trip to Chicago, which I was like weary of. I was like, man, your ass going to Chirac. Bro, I literally wrote a map out for her of all the red zones. Stay away from these places, babe. Stay away from that place. Oh yeah, that one right there. Like, I'm really like, don't want her to go. But she going for a wedding. Her cousin having a wedding in Chicago. So when she get back, she finds out that she's pregnant. And when she got pregnant, the pain stopped. For some reason, endometriosis, having a pregnancy helps the pain, which is crazy. She won't pop in no more. And I swear to God, she was going through withdrawal, but I didn't want to tell her she was. But she got through it. Like, she was going through a pregnancy and withdrawal at the same time. Now, if mentally she knew she was going through withdrawal, maybe it would have turned out different. But either way, that speaks to the strength of a woman. She was going through a pregnancy, going through withdrawal at the same time, and she did the shit cold turkey. I don't know what helped her get through it. Maybe it was the mental part of not knowing, but she got through it. And that pregnancy was the birth of my firstborn, my daughter Cora. I feel like we all got some type of addiction to something. But for people like me who's been through the worst type of addiction that disregards others' feelings, disregards others' health, disregards other people's point of view of you. When you high, nothing matters. Everything is great. I've went through depression while high. Everything is all right. Everything's fine. What you mean? I'm high. The lights turned off. I'm high. We about to get put out. I'm high. My girl cheating on me. I'm high. This morning I just woke up with this urge to give somebody a message that they might need to hear. And if you was destined to hear this message, I want to talk to you. This pain is only the beginning. Don't think you at the peak of whatever you're going through. It's gonna get worse. It always gets worse. Shout out to Jay Williams. It always ends bad. And if you want to change that trajectory, if you want your future to turn out differently than what's expected, you got to start thinking like it. You got to start acting like it. Put yourself in places that mirror that mentality. Put yourself around people that mirror that type of lifestyle. Put yourself around things, activities, love that mirror that type of life you want to live in the future. Because I'm going to tell you now, it don't stop here. You could have just popped up 5 minutes ago. It's going to wear off soon. You're going to have to get some more. Those pills you just stole, it's going to wear off soon. You're going to have to steal some more. People can't save us, but in the end, we're going to have to save ourselves. People can do everything in the world for us, but it's going to be up to us. The choice is going to be on you. So take that leap, man. Take that leap. Walk through faith. But that's all I got. Y'all stay safe. Y'all stay positive. Y'all stay sober if you can. If you ain't moving, you a loser, my boy. And we out. Call me, D.
Hustler talk, no comment though, just paper chase. Chasing my dreams, my nightmares ain't got no money. Just a cardboard sign and they existing so bummy. And they want